The youth of a nation are the trustees of posterity. Delving into the extraordinary minds of today's young trailblazers, we are excited to call upon one such individual with so many inspiring stories to share. Anshulika Dubey is a media and technology entrepreneur. She started Wishberry, Bharat's first crowdfunding platform for creative artists. Wishberry helped over 600 creative artists fundraise over rupees 26 crore through philanthropy and equity capital. We request the audience to please chime down.
This ex-McKinsey analyst is fascinated by the concept of crowdfunding and wished to pioneer the concept in India for creative artists. She made a strong decision and left her job in the States, but stuck by her decision till she eventually achieved and succeeded in what she wanted through Wishberry. Anshulika has also launched the Writers Inc. Institute and serves as its executive director, India's premier skill-building initiative for upcoming writers, incubated and supported by the Inc. Global Foundation and the Ford Foundation. We kindly request the audience to maintain decorum, as we would now like to call upon Ms. Anshulika Dubey for the Young Innovator Talk. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Hi, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me. Okay, great. First of all, I want to thank the university for giving me the stage to talk right after one of my biggest icons, Mrs. Sudha Murthy. Her videos, whenever she talks about herself as a wife and a partner to Mr. Narayan Murthy, I am the first person to send it to my husband saying, learn something from this. And I think this is something that all of us must be doing. Thank you so much for staying back, and I know this is late, but I'm trying to see how I can make things quick. I think, first of all, I want to clarify and be honest about one thing, that I'm not a young innovator anymore. But at the same time, I think I'll be able to help you guys relate to my journey, because I have been a bit of a rolling stone. And once you get out of college, your life is not going to be a straight line. And so with that, I want to just sort of set the context here. So I'm a creative entrepreneur right now and a film producer. And my beginnings with education has been in English literature. So I started as an English literature graduate who went on to work for a business consulting company called McKinsey. But I always wanted to do something in the arts and culture sector. And the reason for that is I've always felt like I think there's an artist inside of me, but there's also this very, very active left brain which knows business and all rationale and all of those things. So I said, how can I combine this together? So one day, while working at McKinsey, I came across a company which I'm sure a lot of you guys must also have heard of. It's called Kickstarter, which is a crowdfunding platform. And it started in 2009 in the US. And it was basically a platform to help creative artists raise funds from the public through philanthropic donations for their creative projects. And that is something that really resonated with me. I thought that this is going to be a lifeline if this happens in India. So that really triggered me to jump out of my corporate ship and land into entrepreneurship. And so that's when I started, Wishberry. Wishberry was India's first crowdfunding platform, which helped thousands of creative artists like filmmakers, musicians, to raise funds for creative projects from people all across the world. And that also led me to become a film producer. I started the film producing journey back in 2019-20, around the COVID time. And what I really wanted to do was that I wanted to make films that talk about social causes, but in an entertaining manner, so that, all of you can really have some learning and still go out with a smile on your faces. So some of the movies really spoke about importance of national integration, democracy, or in generally about personal relationships and love and friendship and forgiveness. A lot of these films traveled to film festivals and also won a few national awards. And that's when I really understood the importance of storytelling, that it can really make people think and then act. So today, on this occasion, I want to take you all back to the storytelling heritage, where it starts from. And just for fun, I'll probably try and tell it as a story. So, a long time ago, there were a lot of very intelligent people who were called Rishi Munis and sages. And they spent most of their time in thinking about how life works. And when they gained all the knowledge and perspective in the world, they thought of codifying all this knowledge in what we today know as the Vedas. So the Rig Veda, the Sam Ved, the Yajur Ved, and Atharv Ved. But there's also a fifth Ved that is not spoken about so much, which is a culmination of these four Veds, which is called the Natya Shastra. And this is how the Natya Shastra came into being. Once all the Veds were created, all these gods were supposed to now learn about, the myths and the hymns and the verses and all the great teachings of life. And like all of you, even they did not like studying so much. So what they did was they went to Brahma, the creator, and they said, well, can you devise a way in which we can learn about all these great teachings of yours in a more entertaining manner? And that's when Brahma gave this responsibility to Rishi Bharat Muni, saying, now you need to come up with a way in which we can teach all the gods about the Veds. So Bharat Muni, with the hundreds of his sons, is believed to. He took myths from Rig Ved, sentiments from Atharv Ved, melody from Sam Ved, and gestures from Yajur Ved. And he put it all together, and the culmination that came together was called Natya Shastra. The purpose of storytelling, or the popular culture believes that entertainment is the purpose of storytelling, whereas Natya Shastra had a bigger purpose. Its purpose was to make people understand stories, and stories could stir emotions that would lead people to take some actions about how to uplift society. So its purpose was to basically transport people into a different world, a world where they can experience the essence of their own consciousness and reflect upon spiritual and moral questions in the society. So now, whether it was the Panchatantra or the Jataka tales or even Bollywood today, every story ultimately comes with a social message, and that is the beginnings, that is what was the foundation of Natya Shastra. So this is a realization that I kind of came across when I started making movies, where I realized, okay, why am I doing this? And the answer just kind of came very easily, which is I want to spread the message of all the social messages that we need to tell people to uplift society. And with that, I led to my second entrepreneurial venture after a decade, which is called the Writers Inc. Institute. I really believe India needs to create a lot more storytellers. India is known for its engineers, its business management professionals who are now leading the world's greatest companies. But it is also time for India to also become the storytelling capital of the world. Now, for that to happen, India has to invest in educational infrastructure, where a person can go, understand the art of storytelling, and build it either as a career or even as a life skill. Because tomorrow, when Some of you might be, in front of VCs pitching your business plan. Ultimately, you will be telling a story. And that's why the importance of having storytelling skills as a life skill. I want to talk a little bit about why storytelling is important for generating social awareness. You must have heard about the UN Development Goals. There are lots of them, whether it is improving health, reducing poverty, improving education, etc. Believe it or not, we need storytellers to let all of us really connect with what's going out in the world. And stories can achieve what data can never achieve. To give you an example, I'm not sure if the millennials are aware of this photo, or maybe Gen Zs right now. This is a photo that was published in 1993 in New York Times. And as you can see, it's a story of a kid on the verge of death. The kid is impoverished, and there's a vulture that is right next to it waiting for it to die so that the vulture can eat it. Now, before that, everybody was talking about the hunger crisis in Africa, in Sudan. I'm sure you must be also recollecting some of that. But you will not remember the number of kids that have died because of hunger. So when this photograph was published in New York Times in 1993, a lot of people's consciousness was stirred. And the international aid towards Africa, or the importance of eradicating hunger from Africa, really started increasing. People started talking about it. People started demanding answers for it because of this one picture that spoke 1,000 words. I'm sure all of us know about Harry Potter. It's one of our favorite books. It's a cinematic marvel. But ultimately, what this book is all about is that it teaches kids about friendship, about loyalty, about resilience, about working as a team, working on your fears, and taking the plunge. So when you read about all these things, just read about the statistics of these things. You may not really connect and relate to these things. But you actually, when you see someone in flesh and blood going through what you're going through and hear their story, that's when it becomes real for you. Even films like Tare Zameen Par can stir 1,000 emotions. I mean, this is the first time we came face to face about parenting and peer pressure and rat races, and how people have really overlooked the gifts that special children can have. So this is why storytelling is very important, because it makes the problem real. It makes the problem human, and it speaks to you personally instead of just a data set. So Writers Inc. is trying to be the premier institution which wants to help people tell stories better, whether they want to take this up as a career, whether they want to improve their own life skill. And the way we are kind of devising this is that it's not really a university where you'll go and get a degree in storytelling, but you can come to this institute and you can learn about storytelling in 12 weeks. The curriculum is designed by international faculty that delivers it, and you can also learn various types of storytelling, which is, if you want to write a film, how do you do that? If you want to write a book, how do you do that? And not only, we don't want to leave you just there. We are very, very serious about making this as a career as clearly seen as possible. Like how after PES or IIT, you'll probably get into McKinsey, and after that you'll go somewhere else. It's like a set life. Everybody knows about that. So we're really trying to see how we can make the path of a storyteller as clear as the path of an engineer or a business management professional. So this is an initiative that we started just last year. And the first thing that we wanted to start with is something that is closer to my expertise, which is films. So what we launched it as was a 12-week film screenwriting lab, where we spoke about the art and science of storytelling and specifically script writing, focusing on things like the storytelling structure or world building or character development or the theme, which is the social message that you want to give, dialogue writing, how do you increase conflict and find resolution so that it becomes an interesting watch for you to carry on the film. And the life skills of rewriting and receiving feedback when you share your stories with other people. So these were some of the tenets and some of the curriculum pieces that we put together, and this is what the curriculum looks like. We obviously had a lot of industry guests because while there is theoretical knowledge, you also have to listen to people who are actually walking that path and what does it feel like to be a filmmaker. And then at the end of the lab, we also hold this pitch fest where all the people who have participated can actually pitch their stories to a lot of companies looking to make films, as a way to sort of put them in that space of let's go and try and build your career as a storyteller now. So yeah, Writers Inc. is dedicated to putting Indian storytellers on the map of the world. And what I want to leave you with is this quote that I really admire by Steve Jobs, which says, "The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. And by just storytelling, he sold you the MacBook that you have." Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anshalika ma'am, for your inspiring words. On behalf of all the young minds at PES University, please accept this token of our gratitude and appreciation.